everybody, good afternoon. This is Jean here, Jean Truelove from Truelove Quilts for You. I have a tutorial for you today, and I've just gifted my husband the tutorial that is to follow, his little electronic device, his reMarkable tablet, which he's going to talk to you about. I've done this tutorial on his little tablet holder, or a device holder. This is the tutorial to follow is it's a fully lined, foam padded, zippered topped, zippered compartment that will hold his charger, the charger cable, which is padded, and the tablet has a like a stylus pen that can go in the little pocket. The pocket is out here, and then it has a zippered pocket also. I'm giving you full instructions on how to make the padded case here. This tutorial I was doing a crossbody bag. About 2 years ago I made quite a few crossbody bags with little D-rings with a strap. This is just a larger version. I'll put that link below because the instructions for my crossbody bag with the adjustable strap is really quite in depth. I did mess this up slightly. I told you to only cut one piece of lining for the pocket, and then I had to cut another piece of lining for the pocket. Another thing that I would have done, which my husband wasn't bothered about, I would have made this about 1/2 inch bigger, because the tablet, although he likes it, the tablet really fits in snugly, which I suppose that's what you want. But just to have it just a slight more little wiggle room, maybe 1/2 inch wider, not the length of it. As you can see, I used a directional fabric, so you have to just be careful of if you are using a directional fabric. And I quilted this loosely. If you wanted to do an all over, practice your free motion quilting on it, you have to be aware that the more quilting you have, especially with the foam, it's going to shrink the actual fabric itself. The pocket has batting in it, or like a fleece, but I've actually used what's called like a strong and soft and stable foam. It is foam padded. So it's a nice padded, substantial little case here. If you wanted to do a laptop bag, by all means, you could just measure your laptop and then make it that much bigger to allow. But again, watch the tutorial. I'll put the link to the other tutorial from my crossbody bag. This construction could make all sorts of carriers for whatever device you have. Again, I've made it for a phone, a crossbody bag, but it's the same principle. So that is it. I'll put up my husband's little reaction. It was a little bit canned, but he really did want this, and I was using the fabric again from Carmen, who gifted us this fabric. Awesome. My husband's English and he loves the fabric. So again, the tutorial is to follow. I hope you enjoy it for this reMarkable tablet holder. So thanks, folks. Love from the Trueloves.
Look what my lovely wife Jean has given me as a surprise gift. Wow. With all these images on this case of St Paul's Cathedral, Trafalgar Square, London Bridge. Not bad gift for an Englishman. And what's this inside? Wow, it's something quite remarkable. It is my reMarkable. Let's open that properly so we can get it out. Yes, it's my writing pad, my electronic writing pad, where I can write notes. Wonderful. Let's get the pen. Where's the pen? Because it's not there. Hold on, there's a little pocket here. Let's see what's inside. Oh, my charger and my pen, which normally is parked on the side of the reMarkable. So this is where I take notes of activities and meetings. So let's find a blank page. There we are. and I'm going to write something that comes to mind. What a wonderful surprise gift from my, I better say gorgeous.
You better say gorgeous.
Wife. Jean.
I hope
Ian.
There you go.
What a wonderful surprise gift from my gorgeous wife, Jean. She's standing here with a rolling pin, so I'm going to say that.
You better say it.
And I'm going to park my little pen.
It has to be a little bit bigger. I should have made it slightly bigger.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's nice and firm.
Yeah.
It won't fall out.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And it's the width of this
maybe half an inch
zipper,
bigger.
No, it grips it.
It does.
It won't fall out.
Yeah.
Because this is obviously delicate.
Yeah.
But I could actually, with this amazing device, I can actually make an image of it, or PDF or whatever. It will type it if I want to. It'll actually put it in type, or I can email this to my darling.
Isn't that amazing?
She might kiss me for this.
I might. This was a gift. This was a gift from Ian's nephew, the reMarkable tablet, because we were admiring it. We were on Zoom. They live in Australia, and Ian we were discussing some Bible things with our nephew, and he was taking notes, and we're like, "What in the world is that? Is that what that device that you're using?"
I thought it was some sort of iPad.
Yes.
He said, no,
it is.
This is called a reMarkable.
reMarkable.
And it's wonderful. You can.
It's your handwriting deciphered, as it were, into note taking.
And you make folders.
Yes.
And so many pages or documents you can put in folders that are given names, and it's a wonderful business tool. Apart from the fact that we write letters to people all over the place, especially locally, with the good news.
It is wonderful.
We've got to share. So
yep.
It's a great.
It is.
Tool.
It is. We're not sponsored by the tablet.
To say it's reMarkable.
I know. No, we're not sponsored, but this is really, seriously, truly a wonderful tablet, an electronic device. And so I made Ian's case, and the fabric was gifted to us by Carmen. Again, you know who you are, Carmen. Thank you so much for the lovely fabric that I chose.
And it's so appropriate.
Yeah.
The London bus.
Yeah, she thought of you, Ian. It's awesome.
St. Paul's Cathedral.
Yeah, it's awesome. So
Tower of London.
So the tutorial is to follow. He loves it. Thank you.
Bye everybody.
Bye-bye. So these are the cutting instructions for my 8x10 reMarkable tablet. Whatever size tablet or laptop you can alter to fit that personal device there. But this is for my 8x10 reMarkable. I'm cutting out of two different fabrics because I'm going to have a lining which is different than my front fabric here. I'm cutting out for the front and the back of my pad, and for the lining I'm cutting 2 each 10-inch by 11.5-inch pieces of fabric. Now my fabric is directional, as you can see. Thank you, Carmen. You bought my lovely fabric, my lovely London fabric here. So my 10 inches is across the width of my pad, and then the length is 11.5 inches. Okay, that is 2 pieces, so we have 4 pieces. For my front pocket, I am cutting out 1 piece of lining each and 1 piece of fabric, and I'm cutting each piece 9 by 10. Now I actually sort of because this is a directional fabric, I sort of tried to fussy cut my pocket to my the front of my fabric here, as you can see. Sort of match up the pattern. I'm not quite sure how that's going to end up with the zipper, but it's as opposed to just cutting a piece and have the images all over the place. I tried a little bit. Now, as you can see, I have put a piece of either you can use a piece of batting, or this is a piece of fleece, just the size of my pocket, less about an inch on the top. Okay, so whatever that is. So that would be like 8 by 10, something like that for my fleece. Then I'm cutting out 2 pieces of foam, and again, this is, I did find it, this is my soft and stable, okay? The original foam stabilizer. This is the, I went over to my sewing room and I found I had bought a whole new package, but I had some leftovers. So this is my soft and stable, and I've cut out my foam. I've cut 2 pieces, 8 by 10. As you can see here, there is my tablet. My, whatever device you have or tablet, the foam is almost exactly the same size, just slightly larger than the actual tablet itself. Okay, and as you can see, this is a very thin tablet here. So that's my foam. I'm going to be needing 2 zippers, and I just pulled 2 14-inch zippers. I will be cutting these down, and then I'm going to try and be real clever and make those zipper ends, the little tabs at the end. I'm not quite sure if I know how to do that, but I'm going to try to figure that out, just so it's a little bit finished at the top of my zipper. So the next thing I've done is I've taken my front piece of fabric here, and with my foam, I've just secured it with 3, as it were, quilting stitches, okay? As you can see, my foam does not go to the end of my fabric, okay? It's about an inch smaller all the way around. I've not secured it on this side because that's just going to be right near the seam, and because it's going to just be a flat case, I don't have to secure that there. Plus, I don't want that line of stitching right next to the seam over there. By all means, you could do that if you wanted to, but as you can see, I have a sort of a quilted, very loosely, just 3 pieces of the front piece of my fabric. What I've done also is on the pocket, I've just secured my piece of fleece on 2 sides. That's it. I'm not going to quilt that. I'm just securing it very, very closely to the end, 1/8 of an inch, just to secure it. So there is our pocket, okay? You're not really going to see the quilting on here because our pocket's over it, but the pocket will be padded and the case will be padded. Now, in order to get my quilting lines nice and straight here, what I've done is, let me just move this over here just slightly. If you can see, I'm just going to take my, let me just come over here. I'm just going to take my, like that. I'm going to take my top piece of fabric here, and with it vertically, I'm going to just going to fold it in 2, and I'm going to press that, a nice crease down the center, like that, and then I'm just going to do it in half again, just like that. And I'm just going to press it, and that's going to be where I'm going to put my quilting line. If you can see that, I've made 3 creases, 3 lines there, 1, 2, 3, and then I'm just going to secure, I'm just going to put my foam just like that, about 1 inch all the way around, and I'm going to turn it over like that, and I'm just going to stitch from the top down to the center. I'm going to quilt that, and then on each side, so I end up with a bit like that. So my next step, I'm going to be putting a zipper inside the pocket. Now obviously this is going to be like a double pocket. The actual front pocket is going to have a zipper to put the charger in, but then there's going to be a pocket behind that. But right now I'm going to be putting my zipper in. Now I got a 14-inch zipper, and I don't know how to do this. I see other tutorials and they do it really absolutely super. but like I want to make it so that the zipper doesn't go right to the end, and they do like a zipper tab thing, and I'm going to try to figure that out. Yeah, and I have this hunk of scrap fabric here, and I had an idea in the middle of the night that I'm thinking might work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to undo this, and I'm going to take 2 pieces. I'm going to make them real big because I'm not quite sure how this is going to work. And I'm going to sort of put these 2 together, and with the wrong side like that. Like, wait a second. So if I do it, wait a second. So that comes like that. Yeah. So if this doesn't work, I'll edit this out. But I guess I can do that. No, hold on. So with the teeth together and like there, that's why I made it real big. I've just made this real big. I'm going to put the pretty side of the fabric up, and then the pretty side of this fabric down. Now you'll see where I'm going with this in a second. And I can feel that the teeth, or like that little stopper's there. So I'm just going to stitch it about 1/4 of an inch. I think this will work. Like that. If it doesn't work, you won't see this. Again, this is just a scrap piece of fabric. So then, there, I have, oh, I could go even further. Hold on. I want to go sort of right, so I don't whack my, I want to go sort of right to that stop. I think they do it outside the stop. You'll see if this, yeah. So when it's like that, I just want a little bit of this black showing. You see that? Or that might be in the seam. I don't know. I think that'll work. So then I'll just trim that off like that. Like that. Because this will be in the seam. You see what I'm doing here? You see that pretty little zipper stop? If it works. But I think it has to be bigger. But I'm not quite sure on the top one because my iPad, my thing won't maybe fit in. Oh, geez, I don't know. So anyway, I'm going to be brave here. This pocket is okay because this is just going to hold the charger. Oops, it's going to go this way, actually. Oh, I'm glad I spotted that. So I want that to sort of show like that. Okay, so I'm going to be brave. I'm going to cut off a hunk of fabric here. I'm going to get another couple pieces like that. And I'm going to be brave. And I'm going to cut my zipper like there. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put this there, pretty side to pretty side. I don't know if this is going to work, but there's people make this look so easy, and they fold it and they iron it. I don't know what I'm doing here. So just go slowly over those teeth. I really don't know. I really have never done this, but I had an idea that this might work. Yeah, that might work like that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim this up about 1/8 of an inch away from there. And then I'm going to, yeah, that might work. So now with my zipper teeth down, okay, teeth down, and these are pretty much, that's about 1.5 inches, about an inch and a half over here. This zipper thing, this is centered. I'm going to stitch right at the end here. I'm going to stitch with my teeth down, my zipper down. I'm I'm going to just open that up a little bit to get this started. I'm going to stitch right along there. Now with my needle down, press the foot up. I'm just going to close that. I'm just trying to get that stop. There you go. And I'm keeping the raw edge. This is at the top of my pocket. I'm pulling this sort of end out. I just wanted to make this pretty as opposed to the zipper going right into the seam. So right off. And then I'll trim this off, of course. So there's the, it does look pretty, look. You see that? You see? So there's the top of my pocket like there. All right, now I'm gonna just trim this off again, just like that. Trim it to the edge there. And do the exact same thing over here. Trim this off here. I'm just extending the zipper. You see that? I'm making a big thing of it, but I'm just extending the zipper. Now, with my lining down, I'm going to sew on I'm going to turn this over, and I'm going to sew on the other side of my zipper. Right off. Now, I'm going to see what this looks like. Ah, yes. So, my zipper is at the top, and it looks pretty. Do you see that? Do you see that? And it has two lovely pretty sides. So my pocket is in here. So here is how my zipper has turned out. I quite like that. And it was sort of a design mistake, but it turned out that they're going to have this little black lining showing. I will have addressed this in the beginning. Excuse me, 2 pieces of lining, okay? I'm going to cut 2 pieces of lining for the pocket, because as we open the zipper up, there's going to be a pocket here, but also the pocket here, which is padded. You can see the fleece lining here, okay? So I'm going to line just the front of this pocket here, okay? So we have our little pocket unit like that. What we're going to do is with our other piece of fabric, cut the exact same, the lining, cut the exact same size. I'm going to turn my unit over here, and with the fleece side up, okay, the fleece side up, that's the zippers here, the fleece, and there's my unit like that, with the fleece side up. What we're going to do, if you refer again back to my crossbody bag, what we're going to do is we're going to enclose the zipper. I always say that, enclose the zipper, enclose the zipper. Now, what we always do when we are working with enclosing something, you're always going to be putting the pretty side of the fabric to the pretty side. Forget this piece of lining here, okay, because that's the wrong side to the right side. Forget that. What we're working with here, and just bear with me, is the pretty side of the fabric to the pretty side of the lining, okay? That's how you want to line it up, with the fleece side up. My zipper is down, okay? Here's my zipper top. That is down. My teeth are down. Now I'm just going to stitch my pretty side of my lining for the front of my bag. Reverse there. Off. Then, as you will see, okay, you'll notice in a second, here is my zipper bag like this. Like that, my pocket, and as you can see, my zipper is enclosed and the front of my pocket is lined. My back isn't lined, but I'm okay with that, like that. I'm okay with that because there's enough padding now in my pocket to make a nice padded area for my charger to go in. Okay, now what I am going to do is I'm going to press this, and then I'm going to secure this top zipper. I'm just going to top stitch right along that seam there, right close. Is our pretty front line, not fully lined, but lined pocket. Really looks nice. So this is how our bag is coming out so far. I'll put my pocket aside. I'm not going to use my red zipper. I'm going to use the white zipper. But I'm not going to be able to put the tabs on each of the ends of this zipper because I don't have the opening. I don't want to make it too small. And also the fact that the pad will take up slightly, the actual reMarkable tablet will take up slightly. I don't want to make this opening too small. So if you wanted to make your tablet case a little bit larger, you can put the tabs on it. But this is nice because this is pretty on the outside of my pocket. So this is just going to go into the seam. That's fine. So what I'm going to do with the top of my front of my bag, I'm going to put my zipper. I'm going to put my zipper right to the end, the teeth right to the zipper tab right to the end, with my teeth down. Okay. Now, as you can see, I'm not sewing on my foam. Remember, my foam is away from my seam. So this zipper with the teeth down, this is a 14-inch zipper. I'm going to go right to the end, and I'll cut the zipper off when I finish up my tablet seams. Now I'm going to leave that hanging. Okay. Now what we're going to do is just as it is like that, with the right side, the pretty side of my lining to the pretty side of my front, I'm going to enclose this zipper. Okay. Line up my sides, very important. I can see where my stitching is. I'm enclosing my zipper. Don't worry about the zipper at the end. See that? So now, the top of my bag is fully lined, okay? And by all means, you can go over and you can press this if you want. I'm okay, but my lining is nice out of the way. And what I'm going to do is now I'm going to top stitch. Okay. So there's the one half of our little case here. I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to put my pretty side of my fabric, the top directional print proper, to the other side of the zipper. I'm going to turn this over, lining my sides up, lining my zipper top. Again, don't worry about that being long. The important part is this part over here. This zipper with our next piece of lining. Side, we're going to enclose this zipper here. We're going to enclose this zipper by putting the pretty side of our lining down, face up, okay? And then we're going to enclose the zipper, this zipper end here, just like we did on this side here. We're going to enclose this on this side here. So my foam side is up and my lining side is up. Pretty sides together. And now we have two sides of our inside bag, lovely and lined. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the exact same thing here. I'm going to smooth out my lining, my top, and I'm going to top stitch this zipper. So I'm just going to be stitching my pocket onto the front, and I'm going down about 4 inches from the top of my zipper. This back of my lining is put away like that, and then my pocket is lovely and centered on the front of my my bag here. My pattern match is okay. It's not wonderful, but my zipper sort of interrupts it, so it's pretty good. But my pattern is all going the same way. So I've put it down again about 4 inches. So I have about a 6.5 inch pocket. It's bigger down here. Don't worry about that. I'm just coming along and I'm just securing the sides here. Okay, and then this is what my bag is looking like. My zipper's at the top. I have a lovely pocket here. I have a lovely lined pocket there. And what I'm just going to do now is I'm going to go on my other side. I'm going to go on the other side where the lining and the backing is, on the back of my pad, and I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm just going to sort of stay stitched down one side just to attach the backing, the lining fabric, and the front of the fabric here. When we finish up our seams. Now, everything is nice and secure. Now, what I'm going to do, as you can see, fully lined, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this inside out. I did the same thing on my crossbody bags. I was going to do a French seam. It's too thick. I can't be bothered. So if you would want to bind this, or if you want to do a zigzag stitch, by all means, you could do that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my zipper to the very, very top here, the very, very top of my zipper. I'm going to pinch that together, and I'm going to make sure that the sides are nice and lined up. Again, don't worry about the bottom here, because we're going to trim this all off. I'm just going to stitch down the side seam here. Okay, now I'm going to sort of just open that up a little bit and see what that looks like if I've enclosed everything. You see if I've caught everything in that seam. That's pretty good. Now I'm going to come back and I'm going to do the exact same thing. And right off. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my hand in here, open my zip up, and I'm just going to pull it inside out. I want to see what I'm working with here. This is exactly what I did with my crossbody bag. Just want to see what I'm looking at here. Oh, it's looking lovely. And my top zipper, that's in there. That's okay. That's pretty good. That's all right. My husband won't mind. There we go. There's my pocket. My sides, and as you can see, it's nice and sturdy with the foam. Now my side seams, everything is nice and caught. The foam is right up to the seam. So now I can turn it inside out again. I'm going to trim the bottom. I'm going to reinforce these side seams. I'm going to trim that bottom. You see how that is all that size right there and there? I'm going to trim this right now to there. I'm going to cut this off so it's lovely and square. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go again. I'm going to go from the top of my zipper and I'm going to go all the way around, and I'm going to do that a couple of times all the way around. With that, so I'm just going to pull this on the inside. Oh, first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim off my zipper here. That's it. I'm going to trim this off. My zipper has remained open. That's very important. And then you want to grab it, not the pocket. You want to grab it from the inside and push it out like that. Oops, I did it wrong. I pulled the pocket out. Isn't that funny? So I'm going to pull the pocket back out like that, and then put it on the inside like that. Inside out, and my bag will be done, and it's nice and sturdy and strong. I've really done the 8. Now if you had a thicker pad or thing, you could always box these corners. I've done videos on that. You just box the corners. It's an easy thing to do. But as you can see, it's sort of puffy anyway because of the foam and because of the batting here. So I don't need, it's made it a little bit thicker for my tablet. So let me just go over and I'll see. Oh, so pretty. So here, ta-da, is my husband's finished reMarkable tablet holder. And as you can see, his case fits in there beautifully. If you want to make this about 1/2 inch bigger, I'll address that in the beginning, because the padding and the quilting and the foam take it up slightly. This is a little bit snug, although it fits perfectly, actually. My husband will like that. I didn't really take into consideration the fact that there's an actual pen on the reMarkable that is there, so it was slightly snug, but as you can see, ta-da, the pen goes in there safely, as opposed to there, which could get dropped. And also, if you can see here, he has a large charging block and a very, very long cord here. I enjoyed making that. And again, Carmen, thank you so very, very much for your lovely, thoughtful present for my husband. His London fabric. It's super. All right, folks. Love from the Trueloves. See ya.